No, please, time is the way here. But let me please introduce Mr. Scott Brown, Professor of Finance at the University of Puerto Rico's Graduate School of Business in Puerto Rico. And we also have Mr. Adam Welker with us as well.
No, he's not.
Okay, fine. So with that, Mr. Brown, we're giving each speaker about 45 seconds, so that okay?
I can do about 2 seconds of slide. You ready?
Here we go. We're going around 6 or 7 minutes and then we're keeping kind of.
Okay, great.
Okay, let's go, please. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'm doing a lot of work on Haiti and Puerto Rico in terms of why the conditions are the way they are. And so if you look at Puerto Rico, you've got civil code versus common law. It's really not civil code. So if you go back and you look at the theory of finance, you've got an area called institutional theory, where they show the differences in institutions, particularly European institutions, because all the influence here is white European, have profound impacts on the economic outcomes of countries. And they found through research in the Journal of Finance that the #1 best country that you can be born into if you want to be rich is an English-based country because of Queen Elizabeth and the way patents were protected. It's a big, long story, and I got a whole bunch of papers about that. But what happens is that if you're born, so the second best would be Scandinavian, the third best would be Germanic civil code countries, and the fourth best would be a misnomer. It's called French civil code, but it's not really French because French is just one of all of these other Latin-speaking countries. So what happens is when the United States wrongfully invaded, Puerto Rico is illegally invaded to this day like Crimea has done with Russia. They did not fix the business code. If you ask Puerto Ricans, they say, oh, all the code here has been harmonized with the United States. No, it has not been harmonized. If you go there, you want to buy a house, you have to go to an attorney for notarization. You can't just go to a bank, and they will hit you with a high fee. So this paper almost got thrown out because I was looking at all these different institutional factors, and I thought, well, maybe notary was boring, and now it's become a paper and I'm presenting it, which is strange. So you got something called so when you compare the two institutions, you have to be an attorney from literally the University of Puerto Rico or equivalent university to be an attorney, to be pass the bar, and then you have to be a special type of attorney known as a notary attorney. Okay. Now this causes huge problems for English people who own houses in Spain because they have to deal with the inheritance laws, which is not a part of this paper, and it has repercussions in business because of the fact that the attorney has to see the document. So if you want to set up a business, you're Google, you want to set up a business in Puerto Rico, then when you go to these attorneys, there's going to be full public disclosure because there's a special thing where they are supposed to deposit all of the papers, the contracts that are signed. So what happens is you end up with public disclosure that you shouldn't have because of this archaic coronal system. There's a huge wage disparity in Puerto Rico, and I have this cluster of papers I'm working on to explain the wage disparity. There's huge informational barriers in Puerto Rico, because one of the things that they did when the United States wrongfully invaded was they immediately imposed an English-based educational system. But then when we had the first Puerto Rican governor who came in the 50s, he completely undid that language law. So now language is pretty much everything is taught in Spanish in Puerto Rico, which is a problem because Puerto Ricans are born American citizens. And if you want to succeed in this country, you better speak Ingleso, okay? So you have this huge problem where people are automatically being forced into an economic situation where they are being disparaged because they are not being given proper education in a basic good, which is the ability to speak the English language in the United States of America. So the notary problem is just one of a series of different institutions that are causing problems. We have other things that are similar. We have the French civil code problem in Quebec, which causes huge problems in Canada, also causes wage disparity problems. And there's market frictions. For instance, I just talked about real estate. There's problems, contrasting. So you take a look, for instance, at the way law works. The Latin notary system is more similar to the situation of solicitors in England and Wales, which is kind of a nerdy thing. But the main thing is that Puerto Rican notaries, nationals with law degrees, are municipally barred, monopolizing lucrative services like estate planning and real estate contracts. In Europe, Because Europe, like for instance in Spain,
Holland taamattanni.
optimize the notary system, and again, it causes problems when you have people from England that come over to Spain. And there's specific areas like succession, property, obligations, and I am done.
Wow.
Yay!
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For that presentation, and,
No questions, right?
hopefully, to the extent we have some further discussion, we'd also like to hear about Haiti.
Oh, Haiti, oh, yeah, okay, well,
What-
Haiti,
What we noticed, of course, right away is both of those places have been the subject of American,
Monopolization.
Colonization,
Yeah.
they call that in Haiti, but
Yeah.
domination.
well, yeah, Haiti is a particularly bad case. So what we did, I just published a study, it was really frustrating, 4 or 5 year study in the banking system, and it went to the C level because my co-author needed tenure, so that's fine. But we're gonna work on some follow-up papers that hopefully place much higher. Well, what we showed in the system in Haiti is that the French are the most vile, horrible people on the planet. And they basically enslaved Haiti by forcing enormous debts on Haiti. And then what happened was, is if you take a look at the banking system, then the banking system was completely controlled by these white European influences, right? And and then the United States came in what was it, the 20s or 30s, and didn't do anything for Haiti, help Haiti at all. In fact, really, the only thing that happened was the white soldiers just basically taught the N-word to Haitians, right? That's all that we got out of for Haiti in America. Now, as we move forward, we have a banking system that's unbelievably parasitic, because what we show in our paper is the Haitian families hope their kids will go to the United States and get a good job, cleaning things or just menial labor or whatever. They're sending enormous portions of their earnings here in the United States in the form of remittances back to Haiti. The problem is that Haiti has it's a bipolar society. You have enormous power in mulattoes, and then you have enormous power in the dark black Haitians, right? And you can go back to the history, we can talk all about that. Most of the wealth in Haiti is controlled by the mulatto group. Okay, they're also the group that own the banking system. They own the MoneyGram system. So it's unbelievable. We have this small percentage of Haitians that are completely parasitizing on other Haitians, but they've been put in place by the white European overlords. And it's an absolutely horrific system. And the first thing that needs to change in Haiti is that god-awful, horrific banking system. What we've seen in the last 15 years is I didn't expect this to be Haiti. We've seen every single multinational company leave Haiti. There is nothing left. There is no exports. There are no exports. There's no export industry. There's only imports. And it's the rich Haitians that control all those imports. You want to go buy diapers? Then you got to go through that guy or that family, okay? And that's Haiti today.
Well, glad I gave you that straight line. But thank you very much for now, and hopefully we'll have some time to go.
I didn't offend anybody, did I?
Yeah, well, I
Okay,
can't
good.
imagine why.
Oh, my shirt did. My wife.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
As Professor Scott Brown. Thank
That
you.
was like 4 years.
Oh,
4 years of research.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just one quick question.
Yeah, of course.
So with the notary, so is Puerto Rico, since district federal, do they apply to the federal courts?
No, that's the problem is that if you look at the criminal system, it's completely integrated, right?
Right.
And so everybody falsely believes that the system's integrated, but not the business laws. See, the rich Puerto Ricans made sure that they controlled the business laws so they could keep the big guys out, right? The whole reason they wanted the island was for the sugar industry at the time.
Right.
It was before sugar beets. So that's horrible. That's just a horrible system.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's better than Haiti.
But other than that, the federal district court does.
Yeah, the federal district court over the criminal sector,
Yes.
over the banking sector, but if you're gonna set up a business, then you're gonna have to go through those archaic corona laws.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So, I actually have more hope for Haiti than I do for Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
I know, because, there's more possibility that Haitians are more open-minded to, they're like, what the hell can we do, please, right? I mean, I was there 4 or 5 years ago, and nobody that I do research could go back and call up their business.
This is the least fun part of my job, but I'm gonna have to have our next speaker come on. Please, a round of applause. We have,
Oh, I love that.
And, he will be speaking about empowering change agents, how sustainable leadership drives socially responsible behavior, through environmental awareness, generative concern, and psychological green climate.
And so clearly, that's only a few words you have to say about all of that, I'm sure, right?
Thank you very much, sir. And, I'm sorry, he's with the department